So, in this series, we'll talk about investing in AI stocks. So, we are going to have a list of videos that will basically teach you what is an AI, how, what kind of potential is there, and what kind of stocks are available in India, which stocks can be purchased for a long-term investing, and to ride this way. So let's see why AI could be one of the best investing opportunities of this decade. So let's look at what AI is. So AI is when machines basically learn to think, they reason, and then they make decisions like how humans do, but they can do it faster and at a larger scale. So you would have seen this movie Robo. So the Robo can quickly read a book with 5,000 pages in seconds, and then it can give you answers. So if you ask questions to a tool like ChatGPT, it can respond within a few microseconds. So that is how fast it is. So human cannot scale to that extent. So lots of capabilities are there. So an AI tool can learn from data. It can understand natural languages. It can recognize images. It can recognize speech, and then it can also take a lot of decisions. Some of them may be meaningful. Some of them may not be right. So it keeps getting trained with existing data, and it keeps getting better. So be it AI agents, automation, tons and tons of new things are coming up in other industries. So this is going to be the next big thing. So any company that embraces AI and that can actually make a lot of revenues through AI will definitely be a good long-term opportunity. So let's look at some of the use cases. So AI is not just restricted to a specific sector or a specific team. So it is applicable across all industries, all sectors, all departments. So the impact is huge. For example, if you look at the banking sector, you can increase your security. You can build chatbots and help customers to take better decisions. So customer support can improve. So you can handle data better. You can do better risk management. You can do loan management, loan processing, collection management. Everything can be automated. So even there are compliance based tools that are coming up that can help banks to remain compliant with all the rules like ISO. So you can also check out market trends, do competitor analysis, provide enhanced customer service, do a lot of automation, and remove tons of repetitive manual labor and automate it. This is where some of the tasks like lower level labor, manual tasks are going to become redundant in the market. So people doing that may lose jobs. So unless you basically improve your skill set and prepare yourself for the next decade, it is going to be difficult to even survive in your current job. So ChatGPT is making a lot of waves. So even Tesla has come up with the automation driving. So you don't even need a driver. The car can automatically drive itself based on instructions. So if you look at the pharma industry and healthcare industry, again, AI is disrupting the industry. So companies that adapt and embrace AI in pharma can significantly improve margins and increase revenues right from drug trials, clinical trials, drug discovery, medical diagnosis, doing scans, coming up with medical reports, surgery, personalized medicine recommendation. Everything can be done through generative AI as well as traditional AI. So even if you look at the e-commerce sector, retail sector, and OTT and subscription platforms like Netflix, so Netflix uses AI primarily for recommendation. Based on all your data, it can analyze all the data and find out patterns. What kind of movies are you watching? What kind of movies will be of interest to you that will make you to use the platform more and watch more movies? So it can also make predictions. It can also give recommendations based on rankings. So where does AI stand? So it is on par with the past revolutions. So in the 1800s, we had a manufacturing revolution. So manufacturing happened right from cars, machines, everything was coming in. So the countries that adopted manufacturing became very big. For example, US became a superpower in the 1800s, and then the 1900s they are able to adopt it faster. So in the 90s we had internet revolution. If you look at it, internet came into existence, world wide web, and then started exploding. Today we cannot even live without internet. That is the situation. And then we had the Y2K, and then we had the mobile revolution with Apple launching phenomenal smartphones that cannot even be imagined. So iPhone and smartphone market started disrupting the entire mobile ecosystem. Today we are in a different trajectory. So in the 2020s, this is the AI revolution. This is going to be exponential and not just incremental. So this AI revolution is on par with these revolutions. So you would have again, if you had invested in some companies in the internet revolution or in the mobile revolution, it would have given really good returns. Basically, you need to find the theme, identify early opportunities, bet on it, and invest on it for long term for the theme to play out. For example, we did a video on solar industries recently. The target given was 16,500, but the stock within a week it reached 16,250. So the theme was hot. The sector was extremely hot. We also did a video on different sector mutual funds. So if you are interested, you can watch that video as well. So a theme or a sector, if it comes into the limelight, it can give really good returns, and it can keep running like crazy. So let's look at how big is this market. So generative AI is expected to, within AI we have generative AI and traditional AI. So generative AI is where it is already available. You can simply use deploy it and do a lot of work. So this industry is expected to become $1 trillion. So if you look at 2022, when it was launched, it was a $20 billion market. So in 2023, it went to around $44 billion, and in 2024, it reached $65 billion. So now it is expected to reach 2030, it is expected to reach $670 billion. And in another 2 3 years after that, it can become $1 trillion economy. So the opportunity size is extremely huge, 47.5% CAGR. So what is predicted in the next 6 years? So based on this theme, if a company is embracing AI, adopting AI, or if it is building infrastructure, or if it is building a foundational model, so all these companies can do really well if this theme plays out, if this industry continues to do really well. So let's look at the history. So 2022 October, November, they launched ChatGPT. It basically it was path breaking and revolutionary, and we also started wondering what kind of a tool is this. If you ask it to write a code, it will completely write the entire code and give it to you. So you just have to know how to use it. So if you want to prepare a report or a document, everything was prepared within a few seconds. So that's how powerful it was. It was mind-boggling for everyone who started using the tool, and most of us were afraid if this could take away all our jobs. So that was a fear that was real. And then we found that enterprise-wide adaptation was happening in 2023. Every enterprise started allocating budget to this tool. So they informed the CXOs to try out tools with generative AI. They gave a budget, and they started using it. There was money. They started experimenting with it. And if you look at a lot of annual reports or conference calls in 2023 and 2024, the word would have been used multiple times, be it Google, Amazon, Microsoft. At least 50 to 100 times, the word would have been used in their annual report and in their conference calls. They did a lot of things because this is big. The opportunity and potential is huge, and this is already disrupting the entire ecosystem about how we do work, how we work on a day-to-day basis at job and also at the personal level. So in 2024, we saw multimodal. Beyond text, speech came into existence, image came into existence. So beyond text, speech, video, audio, everything came into the picture. So AI became multimodal, generative AI. And we also saw a surge in usage of AI agents who can basically be your assistant and do your jobs. And tons and tons of automation started happening, but there were a lot of questions about the security of generative AI. So, how secure is it? If I keep sending data that is confidential, would that be shared with others? Can others hack generative AI tools and take it? So all those problems started coming up, and there are a lot of tools that are fixing this problem. Now let's look at how it is being used across organizations. So if you look at some data points, so Generate AI is actually improving the productivity of employees by 66%. So if you are doing a job in a day, you can do that in just one third of the time now. So instead of 9 hours, you can do that job within 3 hours. So generative AI basically can add. So if you look at banking industry, within just the banking industry, there is huge potential to improve your margins, to increase your revenues by using AI. So they can add 200 to 340 billion dollar annually to the banking industry is what an analyst report says. And any programmer who is using generative AI could code faster, 126% more projects per week can be completed, and it can also improve a knowledge worker's performance. If you're a typical knowledge worker in a day-to-day job, it can actually improve your performance by as much as 40% when compared to others who do not use generative AI. So this is a massive impact in the bottom line. So that is why people are going gaga about generative AI, and people are trying out these tools in different companies. If you talk to their CXOs, or if you go and check their conference calls, transcripts, or even annual reports, you will get an idea about which companies basically trying to adapt generative AI. And the other thing we have to see is it just a gimmick that's been used to trick investors, or are they really doing anything meaningful? So all those things are something we have to check. And let's look at more data points. So generative AI usage is rising across organizations. So some companies are basically doing a wait and watch mode. So right now, a lot of CXOs are not ready to use generative AI because of security concerns, clarity on accuracy, and cost, dynamic cost, basically the variable cost. So people are companies are not adopting it. Some companies, but the employees have already started using it. For example, 57% employees are already using public generative AI tools at work. So 11% say they have heard of it, and 31% people say that it is familiar but not used it at work. And the remaining people say that I have never heard of it. And ChatGPT usages at work has more than doubled in a year. So all these things point out that the wave is real. It is not just a one-off thing. It is going to stay here for long term. So how it disrupts is something we are seeing, but how it can be adapted properly and utilized is the question that's getting answered. So why AI is the new electricity? Because it is impacting every sector, right from legal tech, banking, healthcare, insurance, retail, e-commerce. Take any industry, pharma, chemicals, engineering, manufacturing. Every industry is going to get disrupted through generative AI, and it leads to a lot of productivity gains and automation benefits. For example, a fintech company in Europe, they said that they were able to reduce headcount by 40%, and most of the customer support activities are 100% done by their AI chatbot. So it has been able to improve productivity, but job loss is happening, which is real. That is where you should equip yourself with a lot of better prospects, and you need to upgrade yourself and understand such new technologies. So it also brings in a lot of new business models and services. So let's look at the Indian AI market. This is where we are investing. So Indian AI stocks are where we are looking for. So Indian AI market is again very big. So it was at around, it is expected to grow at 32.5% CAGR, and it is expected to reach $50 billion maybe in 2030 or 2033. But the opportunity is just massive in India. So basically, it's like 10 percentage of the entire global AI market is in India. So we can expect a $50 billion to $100 billion market for Indian AI. So companies, typically mostly startups, will be able to embrace it, but there are some interesting listed companies that are available in the market that can be used to ride this wave. So in this series, we'll keep talking more about generative AI and its potential, and then in the later part of the series, we'll talk about specific stocks, analyze them, and their potential. So, so are AI stocks the golden ticket to next financial boom? So is this a theme that can basically create wealth? Is something that we have to see. So there are so many AI startups that have come up in India, right from Sarvam, Gyan AI, Eightfold AI, Observe.ai, Crutium, Lena AI. So all these companies have come up. They have raised a lot of money. They are getting help from government initiatives as well for innovation. So startups are where there is a lot of activity that is going on. On the other side, there are some listed companies that are experimenting with Gen AI, especially in the AI services space. So there are companies like Tata Elxsi, Apple, Persistent Systems, and Coforge or be it HCL. They have identified that generative AI is the next big thing, and they're doing a lot of AI services projects which are expected to generate huge revenues in the long term in the next few years for these companies. So this is where we may see good opportunities to invest, which we will see in the later part of the video series in the next few days. So what is the other big advantage for India? So if you look at the talent concentration of AI by country in 2023, Israel had the best 1.13%, but their population is too small. In India, we have 0.42%. If you look at this, so our numbers, so 0.42% age in 140 crore population. So basically, it comes to around 1 1 crore, I guess. Yeah, close to 1 to 1.5 crore talent pool is available, which is significantly high when compared to all the other countries, because none of these countries have a population that is more than 3 crore. And if you look at the growth rate in AI talent concentration when compared to 2016 versus 2023, India's AI talent is growing at 263. It has grown at 263% in the last 7 years between 2016 and 23, which is again massive. So we have so many problems to solve in India. First thing. Number two, AI disruption is real. This industry is going to take off. The market size is extremely big. Number three, India has huge talent potential. India has huge population who can ride in on this way. That is where if you are a youngster looking to start a career, or if you are someone in the mid 20s or early 30s who's stuck to a job, learning anything related to it, getting a job related to this industry can basically insulate and secure your job for the next 10 years as well. So similarly, if you invest in companies that are embracing this particular opportunity in the next 10 years, they can actually do well and help your portfolio to grow and build wealth. So why timing matters here? So if a specific theme is coming up, there is always FOMO. So if you look at the industry in 2023, tons and tons of money was flowing into the startup space by VC. VCs were in the fear of missing out. So even without recognizing or realizing, they kept investing in multiple startups. In 2024, things started slowing down. They understood how this is going to play. So there was no FOMO. There wasn't a lot of money coming into invest startups in 2024 when compared to 23. Only selective, really good startups started getting funding. So this is where timing matters. So if you're playing a theme, if you're an early mover, you can ride the wave. So we recommended HEG long back in December, even before the metal theme and commodity theme started making inroads. So our first video about HEG was in December. Since then, it has run up like 40%. So we were yearly, and we even did a video on that theme 7 months back. So AI is another theme which can have a multi-year bull run. So that is why I'm coming up with this video. Again, this video is for educational purpose. Do your own due diligence as well. So AI valuations are insane right now, but the potential is still huge. You have to be selective in identifying the right stocks. So we'll help you by doing more videos on individual AI stocks in India, which can help you to take a decision. So you can ride this wave in one way or the other: mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, or investing in startups. So any of this can work out. So do not miss this out. So what is next? So in the next video, we'll talk about there are different types of AI companies that are there. So what are the different categories within AI? What kind of companies are there? How are they doing, etc. We'll do a deep dive in the next video of the series. So keep watching this space for more. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share this with your friends. And if you want to learn more about AI from an investment point of view, and to find out what stocks are available in India to invest in AI, keep watching the space for more. Do subscribe. Let's build wealth together over the next few years. So keep subscribing. Thank you.